We are live. Woo! Okay, I'm not actually using these this evening. These were just props for the photo. Okay, so take them off. All right, so lots of things going on this evening. Lexi is cleaning up the mansion so that we can have it ready for work. Stacy, who you guys don't really know, she is here helping me with sewing. She's putting a rope together, and Rob sits down and eats. Say hi, Rob. Yeah, you guys know Rob. You expect this from him. Hi, everybody. And I'm running around like crazy. So I'm working on some different things. Again, it's a hangout night, so actual work has to happen. But hello, Scott. Hello, Vanishing Gates. Okay. I'm going to be right there. Take this with me. Checking out a pair of werewolf gloves because I'm getting these guys finalized. I will have to add some thumb fur to them. It's all about thumb fur, kids. Gauntlet parts set up. Okay, here we go. Ah! Good monster hand. All right, so that feels good. Let me get thumb fur set up. This one's in the same state. Perfect. Measure and take that off. Done. Okay. So how's everybody doing? Hope you guys are good. Hope you had a great weekend. Hey, Linda. Hey, Dozer. Hello, Eric Riviera and Arturo Rios. Hola. So if you're my eye is much better. Thank you for asking. Eyeballs heal really fast, so that makes me very happy. And RS-18. Is that some kind of a weird gang? It happened while I was mowing the lawn, and a rock hit another rock. A rock came out from under the mower, so hit a big rock, and hit me in the eyeball. And I watched it, and I did not move or close my eye, because I'm an idiot. That's what we do. But yeah. Hello, Illinois.
Just the whole state?
Well, when someone says hello from wherever, I just say hello to that place.
That works.
As opposed to like, hello, such and such and such and such from Illinois. Okay. We are also being distracted by a little bit of dinner that my wife brought over. So, yeah. Hello, Michael J. Lassiter. Sweet, we have both moderator ons. We will tolerate no bullcrap this evening. Not that we normally do. We normally don't. Hello from LBZ. Where's LBZ? Lake. LBV, when I lived in Orlando, was Lake Buena Vista. I don't know where LBZ. Okay, what's for dinner? It's important to you guys sometimes. My wife has made for the shop crew skewers. And on the skewers is some chicken, some sausage, and vegetables. My wife is kind of a ninja in the kitchen. And since I picked this up, now I have to eat it.
Oh.
So you're going to watch Rob and Lexi pick
Phil.
Stuff off of Phil. And maybe they can talk about why they have to pick stuff off of Phil, which Rob knows. Lexi's really confused. Pretty much all the time.
When making this mold, we had to cover it and we had to wrap Phil in plastic and then wrap them in packing tape. We have taken off the majority of it. The packing,
Oh, you did it folded.
Well, it's too wide for your...
Saran wrap is to keep the tape from sticking. Hey, Oscar. To keep stuff from sticking to Phil. So then, now, because of the foam setting, it attaches
That's right.
to the saran wrap. So now we got to pick it all out.
Apparently I also got excited and painted it. Or For the saran wrap off?
Yes.
That actually helps you peel the saran wrap off. Now the saran wrap is thicker.
Uh-huh,
It
uh-huh.
doesn't fall apart as easy.
Okay.
I thought you guys froze, but Rob is just very still.
Rob's just not doing anything.
Man. God sucks.
You know, all the harassment is out of love.
4/10 of the I was going to say 4/10. 4/10 of the harassing is out.
It's like at least 50%.
The rest is well earned.
Well,
All right, 4/10 is out of love. 5/10 is earned and deserved. 1/10 is I'm maybe a little meaner than the average person.
Don't let his affable nature on YouTube belie the truth that is Alan Hobbs.
It's all a sham.
It's all
he's a
sh-
completely different person.
Yeah.
He is.
He just randomly
Didn't even call me.
so mean.
Right into your face.
No,
Stop.
that was my shoulder, not my face.
Hey, Dozer. Why are people crawling on the floor? They're putting out a pattern. So she's cutting out a pattern for a robe.
She just does that.
You know,
Cross on the floor.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a big piece of fabric that's rolled out. It's a roll of fabric, and she's cutting the pattern out now to make a big robe for a still creature that is going to a haunted house. Because haunted houses love that crap.
Really?
Yeah.
Wouldn't ever thought.
Still monsters are cool, yo.
That's what. Oh, I tell you what I want. Just get a rasp.
Take a Dremel to it,
No, a rasp. Fine.
I guess. Last time I used Alan's rasp, I broke it.
And since then, I bought a new rasp, and you're not allowed to use
How
it.
did you break his
It
rasp?
fell apart. Very careful.
To be fair, it was kind of an older rasp.
Uh-huh.
You know what's frustrating is Alan will leave the shop and I will work with something and I turn around and it breaks. And then he comes back and I'm like, why weren't you here when it broke? It's the worst. Because then he can't help but blame me for the breakage.
He'll blame you even if he is here, though.
I'm not in here and he's called me and blamed me for stuff.
Right? You don't even have to be here.
I know. Happens at
It was actually Rob that broke the raft, guys.
happens at dark hour too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't even in that part of the haunt. I get called on the radio. Hey, why did you let them do this?
Yeah, what the heck, Rob?
Man.
Did you put Rob
There
in
may be
charge?
some werewolf hair on this delicious dinner. I'm just saying that I was cutting and there's a fan, and now we have hairball
Still tastes fine.
skewers.
What happened?
Right.
What I have was. It says romance like hair in the back of his throat. Oh,
Rob,
what?
we are on YouTube,
What's that?
and I would appreciate you to be a civil person. That's right. I want you to act and pretend like you're someone else.
That was a really good joke you told there, Alan.
I can be civil.
You've yet to convince me that you can.
There wasn't anything mean about what I said.
Nor was there anything classy. I'm trying to
I
fix you, Rob.
haven't been accused of being classy.
I don't
Nor will you.
ever.
Your streak is continuing.
Well, at least I'm consistent. Little Savages, I just started following you. You taught me a lot already. Thanks so much. I'm definitely riding with you till the wheels fall off.
Hooray!
That width is important.
That was probably 5 minutes ago.
Does it?
Yes.
Does it? Hey everybody. Hey Dr. Mac. Does it matter at this point because you're going to use it for pattern making and construction of a garment?
Does what matter?
Little bits of plastic. It's kind of just an aesthetic thing. We just kind of want those off, and that way it won't peel up later. And then we're going to cover it in leak seal so foam won't get inside of a costume.
Alan has people now and swear allegiance before they work for him.
Oh yeah, that was part of the coming out.
Wait, what?
The allegiance swearing.
The allegiance swearing. Lassiter.
Listen, I garner no allegiance. I've learned this.
So that blood sacrifice was for nothing?
Yeah, that's right.
The allegiance is
That
to
was-
get his wife's
goes with the
cooking.
jerk.
That was just practice.
The allegiance is to his wife's cooking.
Fair. Fair.
It's not Alan's.
So many goats I would sacrifice for that kebab. Wow.
Yeah.
Shannon sacrificed a chicken for us.
You got another one sitting over here.
A chicken?
No,
No,
it's a Bob
damn
for
thing.
Stacy.
I get to hear that. Like first couple seven.
Okay, so I'm just kind of waiting on my thumb to dry, like you do. This is how you always win rock, paper, scissors.
I hate when my nails are so short. This hurts.
Because, I don't
You
know.
want need those pliers? I have a drawer full of them.
That might work better.
Would that make it
Because I
nice?
have no fingernails.
Go over there. Where it says
It's
pliers.
really safe.
Well, you don't have to get it all out. We're not like picking for, it's not super detailed. Just if there's a big piece, peel it off.
Like I want to take the rasp to this edge here and smooth it.
Like
What
this
is?
right here, and I'm pretty sure this is taped, and I can't.
No?
Don't split it. Don't break the dummy. Just let it ride. Okay, this is my buddy Phil. I used Phil for this because he's my most average size friend. I don't have a lot of average size friends. My friends are normally bigger or smaller than normal.
It's because of the industry.
Okay, so this shirt that I'm wearing right now, what's that one, Stacy? This shirt right now is from Chad Savage, who is a haunted house industry, does Sinister Visions. And I think his logo is right there on the back of my neck. Okay.
He's an incredibly talented artist.
Yeah, Chad Savage, Sinister Visions. He's an amazing artist, and he sells these on his website and stuff like that. Really cool stuff. He's a great artist. I love me some werewolves. 7,000 black shirts. Yes, Rob does get blamed for dwelling a witch mask for 12 hours.
Right.
I may cover it with Bondo down the road. I certainly won't for the first project. Chris from New Jersey. Hello. Not necessarily a garment. It won't be used for garments. I might pull some patterns off of it for garments, but mostly what I'll use it for is constructing creature suits. And there is a slim chance I'll get started on that this evening. But a slim chance means there's a chance. Slim chance means there's a chance. Alright, let's go. Oh, no. Wonderful. Two little bits to glue down.
I think both of them. What?
Okay.
I watched it last week.
I'm working on a werewolf glove while I'm wearing a werewolf t-shirt. I'm doubling down on werewolves this evening.
You're just a werewolf fanboy.
Like if Rob were making a homeless costume while wearing that, he would be doubling down. Look at this. A screw where the eye should
Oh, on
be.
my shirt.
Look,
Wow.
look, eyeball, which is a Phillips head
That's pretty
screw.
cool.
That was a knothole in the plywood, and here's the mouth of the monkey.
That's a monkey.
And there's even like a knothole. There's a second screw ear.
You need to like set that with something.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I just noticed that. He leaned against wet paint because,
He's wrong.
I like to wear my work home.
yeah.
I
It's
can't-
Rob. It's Rob.
I think it's heavy as wood.
You get me painting a ceiling. Paint.
You,
I wore this shirt specifically today because I was painting.
Vanishing Gate says that that's your new trademark.
The monkey?
Embrace the monkey face, Rob.
I mean, your nose
Good evening,
frosting
Leroy.
Did look a little ape-like. Nose frosting.
Leroy, if you want to get a set of white gloves for a Yeti, the easiest way right now is to message me. I have, oh, we're all fuzzy, like you guys have been drinking.
Ape for us.
8 Ferratu.
So, yeah, anyway,
I'd love to stop. What was I saying?
Oh no.
white gloves. You were saying you want white gloves like this. Shoot me a message on Facebook or shoot me a message. Yeah, Facebook. I'm Alan Hops on Facebook. I'm actually Alan Hops everywhere I go. But I happen
Are
to
you
be
sure?
Alan Hops on Facebook also.
Except when he's Carl. Or Wolvie.
I haven't even checked into like Carl's Facebook account in a very long
I
time.
think I invited him to my party.
You invited Carl, please.
Why
be a
would
part.
you
Some
do
people have been
that?
inviting him to the party, so just as I decided to invite Carl to his party.
I see.
So it's been a running gag.
I see.
But you wouldn't know because you don't on his Facebook.
No.
Have you ever considered making Carl appearances?
At parties.
At
Carl has
parties.
been hired to go to 3 different weddings.
No way.
Carl was hired for a kid's birthday party.
What kind of
I kid you
parent?
not. Yeah.
What?
Carl's a character that I play in the haunted house, and he's a terrible person.
I just realized if I ever get married again, I want Carl to officiate.
Gotta get ordained, Alan.
No.
Think we could dress Zalman up like Carl?
I bet I could get Figgy to do it.
Michael Myers. Yeah, send me a message, Leroy, and we'll get squared away on if you want white gloves. Right now, you're looking at early October before you get them because my projects are just kind of laid out, but it shouldn't be a problem, before October 10th.
What?
Shouldn't be a big deal.
He did.
Oh, you'll be thrilled to know, Rob, because we sold 8 more Apocalypse masks today.
Sweet!
So you're making more helmets.
Yay!
It's Megan from Haunt Manor. Hello, Megan. Michael Myers. Michael Myers is, well, Halloween, let's say, is definitely a turning point horror movie. He wasn't the first slasher. I think that Psycho was a big turning point horror movie because it helped people realize that people are scarier than monsters, which I'm not necessarily a fan of. Michael Myers is cool because they wanted to have, in sequels anyway, they wanted we want some monster elements too, a little bit of supernatural stuff. So it's cool that they mixed that in. So did Jason. But Halloween, man, what a turning point.
Or do you want me to-
I do, but I need to have my hands free to get you started. So you will be soldering. You will be soldering this evening in here.
Tonight.
Trying to drive the contact cement on the glove.
Like a flamboyant wolf. You in here tonight.
I made a mistake of next switching in front of him once.
He was excellent.
Why am I not surprised?
He also found out the first time I ever did drag was with prom.
I don't believe him, but that's what he says.
I mean, no, that's about right.
I won prom week.
I believe that.
The dark hour.
Dark hour prom.
You want to watch Silver Bullets? So our costume director at Dark Hour, I think it was the first weekend or second weekend she hurt her eye.
First weekend.
The first weekend of our werewolf show, she happens to turn wrong and stabs herself in the eye while she's at work. And before she'd even made it to the hospital, I made a silver bullet meme and sent it to her because he had
You
one
would've.
eye.
You would've.
Yeah. She thought it was funny, for the record, but
You're
she was
lucky
our
she has
silver
a sense
bullet
of
werewolf.
humor.
She's got a great sense
Alan's lucky she does.
She's an awesome lady.
Yes, she is.
True. Legit.
Okay. Hello, Alan. Big fan of yours. Been watching videos for years. Thanks for being a wonderful teacher. My haunts are better because of you. That is awesome. See, that right there, guys, that's why I can be a butthole to you guys in person. Because I have all this good haunted house karma that's happening. No? Is that how karma works? Maybe. It evens out.
Haunt
No.
karma is different.
I don't
from
think I'm too much of a butthole to them.
I mean,
He's
Okay,
not.
so
we're here, aren't
on
we?
camera right now, because my van is parked right outside the window,
Uh-huh.
it looks like there's this giant Laura witch looking in the window. That's my van. That's the graphics on my van for Dark Hour.
Creeping over.
He actually just has a giant witch. Just
Okay,
chilling.
I'm gonna leave you guys here with I glue my thumb down. How often do you
And
hear
Laura
that?
is a witch.
She's not that giant.
I don't know.
She is the littlest witch.
She's kind of small.
She's got a lot of personality though.
So Laura Kilpatrick for years wanted to be a witch, right? And she is our graphic artist at Dark Hour. Very talented, very nice person. She has a lot of different stuff. Works with Fearworm, an advertising company that we use at Dark Hour. But anyway, short to be a witch. And then I made Laura Kirchhoff, who is a little person, a
And
witch.
she was like, what the heck, Alan?
Yeah.
But then you made
It's
her.
like you're short, but you're not so short. It's a bonus. You know, it's a perk. All right, so that is now well glued down. Hoorah! La!
Pretty sure this
Tink,
is-
tink. Them are happy werewolf claws.
You want to trace your-
So my wife watches a lot of food TV, like cooking channels and stuff, and it kind of bugs me a little bit when they'll taste something and they'll go, "Oh, perfect, oh, awesome." I feel like, you know what I mean? They're bragging about their own work.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Alright, fair.
I find myself going, "Well, that's awesome." I just like Monster Heads. You know? What can I say? But I do that too. I'm like, "Oh, perfect, beautiful, wonderful." It's positive language.
You hypocrite, you.
You know what? I would love for there to be a haunted house type version of Face Off. I would really enjoy it. If I did not have anything else to do with my life,
You'd make that show?
one of my things that I thought would be really fun to do is watch Face Off the night it comes on,
Oh, yeah.
and then do the challenge myself. I would do it, and then I would post my YouTube video of me doing the challenge and what I made for it. I would post that, you know, like the day before the show of the next week.
I think this is the last season, though.
Yeah, you know what? These gloves are a little bit small for a Wampa costume. The claw shape is right, but the hands are too small. Wampas have real big pads. I have made several Wampa costumes in the past. Wampas just have massive hands. Their head-to-hand ratio is high, but the shape of the claws
Tauntaun.
Tauntauns smell worse on the inside. Wampas smell bad all over.
Fair.
Tauntauns are lukewarm.
That was awful.
Minus 2 points to Slytherin.
Well, good. I'm not slithering.
What are you?
Well, yeah. That's right.
No, you're Ravenclaw.
I'm Ravenclaw.
If there is a haunted house show, I would happily be the host. Although I would want to get in there and play some too, because that would be too much fun. Now, I have to figure out what I'm going to do with my life. Aha!
My haunt.
You know what?
That was
I would love that. That would
I bet
be
you
fun.
would.
I mean, I do a lot of, haunt trainings and stuff, and it's not that way, but it could be that way sometimes.
I can just see you in there. This wouldn't scare a 5-year-old girl.
Oh.
Your masks are so outdated.
Yeah, we could make them costumes. That could be a lot of fun. Just so no one thinks the belt sander is broken, I unplugged it.
Okay, belt sanders are broken, you guys. I only just unplugged it.
Got it.
For all the belt sanding you're about to be doing, all of you.
I would like to take
Right? Take a belt sander for this.
Yes, I would, actually.
Agreed.
Now Rob is sad he's thinking that sooner
Well,
before I plugged it.
It's already unplugged. Can't go back now, Rob.
kind
No,
of.
outlets are like a one and done deal.
That ship has sailed.
I'm going to get Lexi set up to do some soldering.
Yeah.
First thing I have to do is blow the dust off the top of my soldering station. I haven't soldered in a while.
She's been
Soldering.
waiting for me to come in and do it.
I say soldering because there's an L in it, exactly. And here in the States, they say soldering
Why is that?
because we hate extra letters.
Same reason we have schedules, and in England they have schedules.
Herbs, and they have herbs. Herb.
We have aluminum, and they have aluminium.
Aluminium. I actually pronounce it aluminium.
I once rewrote a Metallica song about alu. It was to the tune of Sanitarium, if you could not guess. Not a whole song, just like a verse or two.
Sure.
As soon as you stop being funny.
Close enough.
Yeah, it's a tube we put people in.
It's a people tube.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the tube person. That's
Or a pod person.
for a pod person.
And that's one of the weirdest horror movies. Day of the Triffids.
They have the Triffids.
I think you guys
The Triffids.
Yeah,
No.
it's not good. Wasn't it a made-for-TV film?
I don't know. It's hard to tell with those old movies.
I kind of love terrible horror movies.
Like, I can't watch Salem's Lot without yelling at Barlow the whole time. It's like, what are you doing? He just doesn't care. He's just making vampires.
What you're saying is you want responsible vampire food.
Yes. Well, he doesn't want to give away his position. If he's just turning everybody willy-nilly into vampires, he's going to turn people against him. But if he was more selective, he wasn't just like equal opportunity bloodsucker.
Maybe he was the Oprah of vampires.
Oh.
You're a vampire! You're a vampire! Everybody check under their seats!
You mean Oprah
They're
is a vampire?
I empathize with James Mason in that film. I can just see him like, Barlow, will you cut it out? We just got here. They fixed that in newer movies. Now vampires like keep blood dolls and store them
And Sparkle.
and feed off. No, those aren't vampires. I don't know what those are.
The fairies. Blood-sucking fairies.
Yes, they're blood-sucking fairies. Not a big fan of that series.
Hey
liked
man,
it when it
Scottish
came out.
fairies are hardcore.
Hi everyone, what's going on here? Why is Rob touching a butt? I'm picking plastic off of it.
That is our question daily.
We should crowdfund this.
Lexi picking a butt, perfectly normal. Rob, what's going on here?
No, they're like, yeah, that's typical. Oh, people are saying they should crowdfund the Go Fix a Haunt.
I see.
Hey, y'all start that up. I think we'll probably need. I'm guessing we could probably get something like that going for about $1 million.
Rob.
Not a million.
Rob. Do not ask the audience for $1 million.
I did not. I said we could probably get something like that
If
going.
you have $1 million, go buy all the cool nuanced stuff that Big Lots has out this year, because they got some cool stuff. Big Lots and At Home, good stuff.
Actually, yeah, it is. I like the books out of Big Lots.
What do you mean books?
They've got, it looks like 5 or 6 books, and they're haunted, and if they didn't make noise, they'd be perfect. But they just kind of come out.
Oh, I've seen like somebody recovered them. They can look on.
I have a gift of stabbing speakers, and then you can't.
Makes noise.
In a haunt that's really loud, you can't hear it.
It's also the worst part of Rob. He makes noise. Oh, he heard me. Thought he was further away. Objects in camera, then they appear.
Yeah?
So Lexi, the soldering iron is heating up.
Okay.
You guys, we're gonna prep the arm for
Not my plan.
the mannequin.
I expected to be soldering, but you know.
You're about to be. And I will.
Right now I'm picking Phil's chest.
Well,
Okay.
what?
Have mixing. Oh, you're
Problem.
Nicholas people.
Nicholas.
Necklace Nicholas never low.
The niceties of.
Little container. This is in B. I've used most of this, so it takes a bit to get down to the tip. Rob.
What? That's how I wasn't listening to
Well, that was definitely wrong.
Okay.
Not what I do saving anything.
You know what? I could do a lot with a million pool noodles. I'm taking my A and B resin, which I haven't really stirred up yet, you can tell, which is 5-minute epoxy, which is really resin. I'm putting a little bit of polyfiber in it to thicken it, because I want it thicker.
you. You know, I believe Alan could build a haunt out of pool noodles.
For sure.
I would call it Fire Hazard Manor.
Like you do.
No one would sue you if there was a fire, because no one would live. The polyethylene foam, that off-gassing would put you all out.
We call it euthanasia.
You know, for kids.
I suppose.
Even professionals in.
Okay. About that, guys. We lost interwebs for a second. I brought us back up. We went from like 30 people down to 6. Apparently, you guys can't reach your remote. That happens. But yeah. Anyway, and in that meantime, to my 5-minute epoxy.
Still had to pay $275,000.
Now let's come over here.
That's wrong money.
No. Yeah.
Hey, that thing I like so much.
Yes.
What? Oh,
8.
What?
8. I can't even say. Oscar Roberts, 8 Ferratu's fire hazard ponds. Ah!
For the euthanasia.
And I want to make an 8 Ferratu.
You already did.
Okay, I just
Some days I need
got us. All right, so.
This is my shock face.
Oh no, I came over here. I didn't need to come over here. I need to be over here still. Sorry, Rob. Watch out. Tripod leg on your head. Well, that's the first time that's happened.
You think?
Not since 97.
Oh my gosh.
College is more fun for some than others. All right, so I'm setting up a socket in here so that this arm will just attach to the body. To do that, I'm putting the 5-minute epoxy in, and I'm probably on 3 minutes of this 5-minute epoxy, so I don't have a ton of time. Just, boy, this is not the close-up you guys wanted. Sorry. All right, here we go. There we go. Now, if that's flush, perfect. Take this and smooth it out on this side of the arm. I will cut this off because I want it to be even with the arm, but I also want, and on this side, there's a little gap right there. I don't want any inside the tube because that's where that fits.
What?
You got a few?
I did. It's only going to go into work tomorrow,
You and me both.
right? It'll make him happy.
Really?
Oh yeah, he'll crack that.
Make sure you say let's see and it's like 2 hours to this.
Lexington eyes for 2 hours.
What am I doing? I am battering and basting my arm socket. So now this will just clip right on to that leg for use. And I'll have Rob dress them. Then we're in good shape. Okay. Ta-da-da. And now I've got just like a plastic layer on the outside of the arm, and I have, well, on the inside of the arm, the socket of the arm. And then this will get trimmed down so it's even with the shoulder where it should be. But for now, that works.
This monstrosity is
Fill the tape with saran wrap
fill the tape gone.
and fill the tape on.
All right.
Well, the golem comes from Jewish myth, and it had to be made out of clay. Write the name of God on a slip of paper and put it in the mouth of the golem. Why? I wonder if modern times, just assuming any of that works, you'd be good at this.
Do you know the words?
That's the name of God.
But do you know what it is?
There's, well,
It looks like Emmet,
yes.
and then in order to kill the golem, you have to scratch off the and make it Met, which is death. It's in his mouth.
Otherwise, it's carved on the forehead.
They can put it a lot of places, yes. Forehead is very common. A rolled up piece of paper in the mouth is common.
I think that's the traditional one because they created it to protect the synagogue. I mean,
This will just fit just like right now. I'm going to set that to dry over here. But that has to cure and that has to cure. And I got to sand this pipe a little bit because there's a little bit of stuff on the outside of it. So it's not as tight of a fit as I would like it to be. You guys know how that is. Stacy, no giggling.
I did. It was wrong.
That was not. I just shook my head.
What I used was 5-minute epoxy. I used the clear 5-minute epoxy. I mixed the two of them together. I put a little bit of filler in it, which is a polyfiber, which I get from Biddy Mold Supply, and that just made it thicker, so it was like a paste, and that way it wouldn't run everywhere. Horror Beauty Effects, I apologize immensely that I dropped you. It happens sometimes. I don't do it by accident. I do it because people don't listen. It's punishment.
To your viewers?
Yes.
I thought you were supposed to be nice to your
Crotch.
worm crotch?
Currently, I'm pondering where is a worm's crotch?
Does it have, like right here?
I think it's the band that's like around the worm. That's, I think.
It's where the cloaca is. It's around the
Do worms have cloacas?
Yeah.
Da-na-na, da-na-na. My cloaca.
I was
Sorry.
thinking a snake.
Pretty woman. A little woman.
Do snakes have cloacas?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's how they reproduce.
Nearly all reptiles have cloacas.
Chickens do.
And the only way to tell a boy crocodile and alligator from a girl crocodile and alligator is to feel around inside the cloaca.
You know that from experience, I guess.
I used to work at an alligator farm.
I'm gonna wrestle this alligator down.
So Stacy is sewing. It looks like sewing. So I have given you like no instruction on that. You just have it,
Well, the front piece, back piece, shoulder piece, arm piece.
and then you do know how to sew.
You can, I mean, like,
If Rob were trying to sew that, I'd be mad.
It'd be inside
I'd
out.
have kicked Rob out already. He'd have broken a machine or two.
I never broke that machine.
Yeah.
When was the last time you used it?
When I misaligned it. But I didn't break it.
Yeah, he liked to sew with the presser foot up. He thought that was
so
awesome.
this is what we have thus far.
What do we have thus far?
Thus far, we have a
Front and back of the
front
wobe.
and a back of a globe.
It's for stilts, so that's why it's so massive.
That's a nice fabric. I like that color.
That is scrunch fabric, which is the new normal fabric for everything. It comes in a lot of different colors, and that's what I needed. I need something that comes in a lot of colors that's not super expensive, but it all reacts the same. I don't have to change any settings on the machine.
Yeah,
So
it's
the
not-
base will be that type of fabric. Actually, from this one.
Did see that.
Cut
So,
myself.
sleeves.
That reminds me, my water is right here. Water is delicious.
Cowl. And attach the sleeves. Attach the hood and the cowl.
Hey, Stacy,
Yes, sir.
I have to leave for a minute.
Okay.
Can you tell either a haunted house story or an Allen story?
We'll tell an Allen story.
Okay. I leave, so I don't really even know what you said.
Okay.
Be right back.
Watch this later.
He does watch it later.
Watch it later.
Hi, Stacy, and I work in costuming at Dark Hour. As the assistant. Yeah, shut up. It could be an AA meeting, you don't know. You don't know my life.
I'm
So,
Stacy, I'm a haunter.
our lovely costuming goddess, Shannon, I'd been interning up there for a while, and Shannon had been bugging Alan to pay me to come and work, and he said no. And finally, she came back in fuming, and I was working on cutting out foam for something, and he storms into costuming and says, "Stacy!" And I'm like, "What?" He says, "Leave!" And I was like, "No? The crap back." And that's how I got paid to work at Dark Hour for Alan. He is just as exactly as terrifying in real life as he
He's
seems.
not that scary.
He is almost that scary.
Don't cry on the clock.
Yeah, you're not allowed to
You
cry.
just gotta clock out to cry.
If you're gonna cry, clock out.
But if you're an intern, you don't have to clock
That's
out to
true.
cry.
If you're an intern, you can cry while you're there
Anytime you
working
want.
anytime you want because you're not getting paid.
But he will
So-
judge you.
But he will judge.
But he won't make you clock out.
True,
Because he can't.
because he can't. Let's see, haunting stories. I used to run a haunted trail ride, hayride kind of thing, and one of the last years we did it, it torrentially rained for the 3 days leading up to the night of the haunt and also the day of the haunt, and so very last minute we had to scrap everything that we had and hit Home Depot and grab 1x2s and tarping and move the entire operation inside a hay barn, which surprisingly worked and scared the crap out of a lot of people. So that was fun. Somebody else tell a story. I'm strapped.
You got this, Stacy.
No, I got
It's a
nothing
rite
else.
of passage.
Refresh.
Let's see. Alan stories.
Have you ever haunted with Alan?
I have never haunted with Alan. I've haunted adjacent to Alan, but only like afterwards did I know it was Alan. So we were at the piano hallway in Dark Hour during. Oh, you know what, Rob? You were there too.
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun.
Good times.
As a gypsy popping out of a curtain, Rob as a transforming gypsy into a werewolf, and Alan as a gigantic, horrifying stilt werewolf.
That was a fun night.
That was a fun night. We put a lot of people on the floor that evening. A lot of people. Getting hit from 3 different sides is a been through Dark Hour. The hallway that we were talking about, the piano hallway into the trophy room, is a very tight corner. You come down a kind of choked hallway through a series of curtains into
Right out of the mirror.
Yeah, right out of the mirror maze into this big trophy room, and in that hallway, someone can come up from you behind, someone can come out of a curtain at you from the side, and someone can come at you dead on. And the way it is traditionally lit, and the way it was lit for this show, you just cannot see whoever is lurking in the hallway, which in this case was Alan on stilts. If you have not had the joy of seeing Alan on stilts, it is a thing to behold. He is really, really scary. And yeah. So we're tag teaming people there, and you don't see him until he's on top of you, and then grown men are falling on the floor and peeing themselves. So that's nice. Yes. So currently we are sewing all of the things for a special project. And then once we're done with special project, we are moving full bore into the rest of panic sewing for off season, which should be fun. We're creating a lot of very fun things for the show.
I'm like off camera, like,
No,
be careful.
like, no spoilers.
it's gonna
No
be a
spoilers,
surprise.
but it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be really cool, and you should definitely come to Dark Hour and check it out.
Yeah,
season.
this Halloween season's
This Halloween season is gonna blow a lot of people's minds. Like, big time.
I don't know who's gonna be more surprised, the regulars or the new people.
Yeah,
that have
I
no
think,
idea.
and if you think you've
Or
seen
the
every,
actors.
if you, yeah, the actors
So
are also
many
going
actors
to be
have no
surprised.
They're gonna be like, oh my god.
Yeah,
What did you do?
if you think you have seen everything that Dark Hour has to offer, you are so wrong. Really, really wrong. There's a lot of crazy things happening, and it's gonna be very fresh.
Yeah, she's like, guys, help me. We're like, no, it's a rite of passage.
Like, for the love of God, I've only got so many stories. I haven't known you that long.
It's a rite of passage.
Rob always tells bad Alan stories.
I only have a handful of
Not.
Alan stories now. I got to
No,
tell my
I've
how I
never
work
talked
at
about
Dark
you
Hour
punched out a
story.
monk.
What?
Story, Rob. And that was very young Alan, who was a little angry, a lot angrier than this Alan.
But I mean, there's stories
This
I
Alan
don't
was
tell.
a cuddly teddy bear.
I didn't punch him out, I punched him once.
Was it like a real monk?
Kind of.
Or was it just some guy dressed up like a monk?
Are Hare Krishna's real monks at the airport?
Yes.
Oh, no, I've heard that story. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a great. It's one of my favorites.
It's an awesome story.
Had it coming. Anyway, Sovereign.
Yep. I'm ready when you are.
I'm setting you up for success right now, my friend.
Just please don't set me up for failure. That would hurt.
Nature's taking care of that for me.
I know. It doesn't need help though.
Listen.
Ooh, sick burn.
Face is sick.
I heard you.
And I got penicillin.
I heard you.
Heard what?
Heard your face.
Ew, somebody lost a splash.
That's probably garbage.
You're correct.
Way past the 10-second rule.
Probably past the 10-second rule before it got trod upon.
That's a word you don't hear very often.
Trod.
Yes, I like it. Thank you.
That's why they picked the mediocre books.
I like it when people
English
use
major.
their patience.
They say that giant knives don't solve problems. This one will.
I think there's probably a lot of sushi chefs that disagree.
Depends on the kind of problems you have in your life, I guess.
There have been many times in my life a large knife has been the exact solution to my problems.
So many times.
Or in this case, a small knife.
That's not
No,
small.
for you. Right?
Oh yeah.
I was about to be personally offended. What have you heard?
Nothing you haven't told everybody.
It's very difficult to offend.
All right, so we're going to have you start with a warm-up mask to see if you remember.
Probably good blend.
You want me to get her one that? Oh, it is already set up.
It's already set up. I want to test it. Just 9-volt battery. Look for a 9-volt battery.
I wish there was a way to make a portable Jacob's ladder.
There is. It'll just kill people.
What's it? Jacob's ladder?
You need a transformer for it.
Pole that pulls go like this, the arcing.
Is there a way to fake it?
The arc climbs the ladder. Yeah, people will fake it with LEDs. People fake it with a video screen.
Because I would like to have timer to happen.
Are you sure there's a 9-volt in these drawers?
I'm pretty sure. I was short once.
Oh, that they're not clear.
I probably sold that 9-volt battery. Because of who I am as a person.
You would. I'm gonna wet this sponge.
I'm gonna wet this one.
Oh. Yeah, if you want to. Oh. Oh, flattery. My name is Rob.
Why don't you try to flatter?
Goodbye, Vanishing Gates.
Trying
How?
to recruit you.
Yep.
Really, your soldering iron has soldered a hole in this cup, right?
Sweet. You should try and move that.
That's
But yeah, because everybody's agreed. And I'm like, the ones everybody talked about, nobody had. I'm like, and the opportunity was never presented itself. Hey, I had thought about it.
Yeah.
Just now, I was like, you know what?
That would be a good time.
Why not? Well, just rattle it around your head.
Yeah.
And then,
Costume mannequin, yes.
talk to him.
This is not a prop. This is a mannequin for me making costumes in the shop. Monster suits.
Before I leave your house,
And well, just like that, we're caught up. Okay.
Do you want me to have these sleeves?
Yes, please.
Because I will do that before.
So, when you set a mask down, aha, here they are. I've never used this yet. Don't block the camera.
Oh, sorry.
I've never used this yet, but it was recommended by a friend.
You're blocking the camera.
Her face is blocking the camera.
Actually, your face is.
It's exciting. So my friends, Steve Kochi, KOCI, who is an amazing electronics guy, recommended these wire strippers. Oh my gosh, it's 10 times easier.
Whoa! That's
What is
magic.
that?
Lots less trouble and hassle. Just get the pliers on and holding the wire, and you can cause problems. And these are nice and easy.
Those are the ones that pull it for you? Oh,
Yep,
nice.
nice and clean.
That's magic.
Yeah.
Who suggested that?
Steve Kochi, K-O-C-I.
Thank you,
Kochi,
Steve
Kochi. I never ask in person how to say his name, and normally I see him online, so, but Steve's amazing. He's a very helpful guy. All right. I really want to test these LEDs before. Tell you what, you've never seen my house.
You are correct.
Why don't you come over? I'll show you the house.
Okay.
Why don't you hem those sleeves real quick?
Pardon.
Rob,
Yeah.
make sure the camera's looking at something interesting.
All right.
Could be Lexi, could be you. I gotta grab a 9-volt metric.
I could be wrong. I
That's,
could be right.
Forgot.
School of Funyuns.
So you got Lexi back there working on. She's gonna hem the sleeves.
Oh my gosh, Stacey's got the tiniest hem ever.
Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, there's stuff in my mustache. All right, guys. I actually got to get something done. Nice. Your Joe is a costuming mannequin, not a prop. By the way, thanks for the live stream. You're welcome, Know Your Joe. Both sides of the shoulder. Not a great idea. 8 Ferratu's Fire Hazard Mansion Haunt. That makes me happy. Pull noodles. I can tell you lots of ways to use them. With a heat gun, you heat them a little bit and you stick them right together and you can build forms. We do werewolf feet out of them,
There's a
costumes.
video of Alan making the spider leg somewhere on his live stream YouTube. I think it was YouTube.
In all of his YouTubes. He's got a lot. We use them. One of the things that he's used them for recently is making werewolf feet for stilts. Basically, he makes like the back joint of the knee, and then we'll bring them around the like at an angle down. Like let's say this is the stilt, brings it down to there, and with just a heat gun, you cut them a little bit, and you heat gun, you just press them right together, hold them for a second, and they stick. They stick great. You don't need to glue them. You don't need to add anything to them. They're pretty cool. How you doing over there, Lex? Do you have any funny Alan stories you want to tell?
The other night, an actor training him and I kept running face first into each other.
Nice. Lexi helped us with actor training last week. We did it in her home haunt, which is Carl's. I think of that as your home, because that's where you spend most of your time.
Yeah, that's kind of my home. What?
I said I'm in Dark Hour.
I mean, Dark Hour is still my home.
Dark Hour is the overall home, but Carl's is our. What would you call it?
It's a mini haunt within the main.
It's a side haunt. It's an additional
second
haunt we
show
have.
we
It's a 80s. It's 80s style, meaning there's very few animatronics in it. It's just actor driven, and just in your face, aggressive, go go go. It's great stuff.
And I'm a very in your face aggressive go 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 person.
Well, hello, Halloween nerd. Vanishing Gates. I'm just reading comments and answering as best as I can. I've got a couple of mass dwelling. I'm about to dump them. If anybody wants to watch that.
This is so fascinating.
Well, you know what? I've got jobs to do, and
Face has jobs.
your face has jobs to do. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump these two mass that have been dwelling about an hour longer than they needed to. Hopefully, while we're live, I won't make a huge mess. So, dwelling, for those of you who don't know, for those of you just tuning in, basically, the plaster mold, and dwelling means it's a slush method. We fill it with latex. We let it sit for about an hour and a half on a normal day, but it's been really humid, so we've let them sit closer to 2 hours. And it just builds up. The plaster draws all the moisture out of the latex, and basically you get the mask. So all I got at this point is dump it and then drain it. So dumping it back into the latex bucket. It takes a minute to drain it all out. You gotta let it sit for a second and just let it all drain out. And then what we'll do is I will take it out of the bucket, I will set it down, and I have a little fan here, and I'll point the fan in both the molds to dry the latex. And then when I come back next time, I'll be able to pull it, trim it, strap it, and once I get all these masks made up, we're gonna base them out, and then Alan will come in and do the finishing paint jobs on them. These are pretty complex because they're two-piece masks as compared to most masks we make. So there's quite an intense strapping system that goes on. I mean, your traditional mask, you do your straps here. But for the movable jaw, it's got two separate straps that go around the ear and around the head. And so you got to strap those down and in. It's important. So, while that drains, 1 second. Pouring out right now. So when I said there's a strap here, it goes here and here, goes around the head, and what it does is it enables you to be able to move your mouth when you can talk, you can bite, you can growl. It's a two-part mask, and that's about what they look like when they're done. Now, that's it, basic mask. Now, if you look here, this is one that's fully painted, fully furred. Got the ears on it. See this little space here in the fur? That's so that you can talk and move your mouth with it. It's pretty cool stuff. And I think that's good to go. Gotta be gentle with the hydrocal. You don't want to drop it or chip it or crack it. It makes it difficult to pour molds. Well, it doesn't make it difficult to pour them. What it makes difficult is cleaning them afterwards. Because then you got to go in, you got to use a Dremel, and you got to use a felt wheel and take all the seams out of it. This one I drained a little differently. There we go. And then he's got about, looks like about 2.5 gallons of latex left. Now, there's some molds that take a lot more latex than others. Like a full down to shoulders mold, that can take a whole bucket of latex. To dwell it out, you just pour the whole thing in there, let it sit for the 2 hours or so, and then you get a mask. Now, this is a perfect example of down to the shoulders. This is about 5 gallons of latex to let it dwell for about 2 hours. Now this one was accidentally left. I'm not going to say who did it. It wasn't me. Mm-hmm. Let this one dwell for 12 hours. This thing is proof. Look how thick that is. You can't do anything with it. You could not get your head in that no matter what. So what this is probably going to end up becoming is a static prop somewhere in the haunt. Just in the background, something to look at. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you back over here to Lexi so you can watch her hem. Because if I don't do something, I will get in trouble. You ready, Lex? You gotta be entertaining on command. Aw, that's not good. I can't get any closer. Actually,
Okay, I'm done so.
hold on. You are done sewing? Wow, that got all wrapped. Oh, he's back. Cool. Somebody's back.
You were happy to throw down that sleeve.
No, I was done.
Everybody's back. Both your masks got poured out. We're good.
Great, both of them work.
Okay.
So, want to see a dead body? When I carry the camera like that, I feel like I'm dragging someone to see something like a dead body. Girl, look at dead body. Girl, look at dead body. All right. This is your wiring diagram. The red lines are the copper wires or the red wires.
Okay,
The black lines are not copper wires
got it.
or black wires. This is the button set up. And there's a button set up right here. Ready? From this wiring diagram, can you figure out the wiring?
Do you want me to redraw the wiring diagrams or the actual circuit diagram? I'm saying for ease of
Sure.
teaching other people.
That would be great.
I'll do that in a little bit.
Okay. I believe I was just mocked for my electrical diagram drawing.
I wasn't mocking you.
Angie.
Hello, Clem Cadiddle.
That's a big name.
There's no hopper on the end of
Whoa,
that.
That's amazing.
That's cool. Clem Cadiddlehopper was a comedian, wasn't he?
I don't know.
Yeah, the name, you've heard the
The
name.
name rings a bell.
Yeah, I don't
couldn't
know
tell
who
you
Clem
where.
Cadiddlehopper is, but hello, Clem Cadiddle. No hopper involved. I'm Hops. I could be Clem Cadiddlehops.
Your powers combined.
Halloween nerd just said bad Rob. Pick something?
Could be anything.
Okay. All right, so my 5-minute epoxy should be set now on this arm, and I should be able to sand this one right here. 'Cause it's got a little bit of schmutz on it. Sand, and I'm going to use a little blade too.
Where are the battery pockets?
The battery,
I'm just.
yeah, you don't need it.
I cut that.
Okay. Again, I'm just trying to get this nice and smooth, because what holds this on is a PVC fitting. And if there's a lot of extra gunk, that PVC fitting just will not fit on here. Now you try to put on and keep it clean, but sometimes you have issues. Yes, ma'am?
I'm good, I remember.
Okay.
It took me a minute, but I remember. Having to remember things. Hard.
Awesome is I have no idea what you forgot.
I'm actually gonna have to redraw this for.
Well, let's see if our arm fits on properly.
There's 2 frogs.
Nice, it's on there well enough. It'll stay on, I trust it to stay on, but I can take it off. You gotta have the arms removable so that you can put a shirt on and off of this guy. If you didn't have the arms removable, then you would not be able to put a shirt on him. Which I need to put a shirt on him eventually. This tool is one of my freaking favorites. It is a Milwaukee hand sawzall. Makes me very happy. There we go. Now that arm is ready for business. Tomorrow night, I got to make a mold. So, Rob, how do you feel about him being picked over? Pretty good? All the big stuff, easy stuff is gone?
Yeah, all the easy stuff's gone.
You wanna get him dressed?
Sure.
Like a drunk friend?
I did not
Sweet.
get him dressed at first.
What did you hear?
I heard undressed.
He's already undressed.
No, I heard, do you want to get him dressed?
Why did you just slap the butt of the mannequin?
I did.
I'm gonna tell Phil.
Phil almost challenged me to a kissing challenge yesterday.
I don't want to know. On the legs. I'm gonna take his arms off, which you can't do with a drunk friend.
Well, you can,
Only once.
but they don't like it. I'm still gobsmacked by the fact Stacey Becker singing Flight of the Conchords.
I was singing with her.
I know.
Why is there a whole...
What's the song?
Business
The
time.
ventilation.
That's...
Okay.
That's what that 2 minutes in heaven is better than 1 minute in heaven thing is from.
Wednesday night, we do that thing that I know you like.
Did you unzip the cat zippers?
I did.
Just check it. Okay. You gotta go to that other leg
No?
pretty quick.
You getting tired?
No, just you can't go too far off the leg or else you miss your opportunity.
I had a nickel.
It's just different than high school. Don't hear about things you passed, Rob.
You could probably put him back down on the
That's right. You're watching two men put pants on a dummy.
Probably not the first time I've seen that.
Ladies and
gentlemen,
Tuesday night.
So, tilt the camera down, Rob, so you can see what's happening here on this base. On the base, I've got two like iron spikes that I bought, and I epoxied them into the base. Okay. Now you grab that side of the pants.
Hey, Charles.
Mulva Hill.
Yep.
Hello, Charles Mulva Hill.
Those tights.
Okay, so make sure the zippers are on a leg. And because we're going to make a costume out of this, I want it, like, see there's bagginess down here? We go, that's his ankle.
Right.
So bring this all the way up here. Zip that. And it's a costume, so we're going to put all that bagginess right at the knee.
Okay.
It can be tight down there. It can be tight over there. But we don't want it twisted per se. And we want all these wrinkles and stuff at the knee. That way, no matter what we do to the costume, he can still bend his knee. Almost stuff. So these are They're like an Under Armour. The brand is Magic Scarf, and it's called Magic Smooth Wear. But I like because it's got like a mock turtleneck, and that's really nice for blending into masks and suits and that kind of stuff.
There we go.
And I fit in these. It's not pretty, but I do fit in them. Because they are very stretchy.
This is what Phil wore when we saran wrapped him.
Yeah, he wore a suit just like this one when we wrapped him up.
I think it was just
No,
no.
because that one got a lot of cuts in it when I was pretty.
Oh, okay.
So you can see it's a little twisted here. Don't want to be twisted. And that. Now we can do the arms two ways. We could do the arms where we put them inside and then slide them through. Or we could try and do it that way. This is kind of a ham hock to fit through that wrist hole.
That is.
You guide it over guide the sleeve over the stuff. You know what? Let me get a plastic bag.
Come on.
What's that?
I was just gonna do this.
Well, a plastic bag it was guided in smooth.
Here, just here.
No, I want to use a plastic bag. I gotta prove my hypothesis. I don't have any plastic. You're lucky. For you to do it your way. What kind of shop is this? I got a plastic bag lying around. Okay. Let's start on the other one. Generally with it is kind of a one-man job. You have a plastic bag. Let's see if this helps. Let's replace Rob's morning coffee with chainsaws. See if he notices. Oh, plastic bag is the way to go. Look at that smooth arm sleeve action. We have a dressed mannequin. Pelican.
We wouldn't want him to get cold.
He's going to.
Yes, because his name is Phil, he is foam Phil.
Fill the phone going.
And again, put the sleeve. Give me a favor, do me a favor though, leave me about 2.5 to 3 inches hanging off the sleeve.
And put the wrinkle at the elbow.
Wrinkles, oh, you're right, all the excess at the elbow. Exactly what you want. That's exciting.
I am very excited.
It looks like Phil has a cellulite problem, but that's just lumpy foam. He'll be fine.
You might have said.
Phil is quite fit.
Yeah, Phil is fit. Phil is fit. This does not look like fit. Phil is in better shape than this dummy, which is good because a lot of people are not in this good shape.
Actually, I'm about in as good a shape as the dummy.
How is the shape?
So that's about my shape. Dummy shape.
Okay. Good job, Rob.
Yes.
So you bashed your face on something today. You want to tell that story to the camera? Go ahead. I'm gonna grab a drink of my beverage.
Damn it.
3
See my nose?
Hoping I did this right.
I ran into a wall. It was dark. I turned suddenly and ran into a wall. Oh, it was Chris Morales. Not Mullible. I run into stuff all the time. I used to not be accident prone, but since I started working with Alan, I run into stuff all the time. I think it's because we don't use respirators.
I'm eating another.
Hi, Clem. Got to actually get something done? Okay.
What's that?
Nothing. I was just reading responses.
What'd you say while I was gone that made them say?
That makes sense then.
Clem is Clem Cadiddle Hopper. Was he a comedian? I know the name.
The Magic Smoothwear long sleeve turtleneck.
There you go. Look at you. And
Brand-
the pants have a cap zipper.
Or two dummies putting pants on a mannequin. LOL.
Let me guess. Michael Lassiter.
Shelly Hoffer.
Oh, show.
Dark Nook wants to know how you're doing and how it's going tonight.
Something I did.
I'm great.
How did I manage that?
Fun and useful tool. People are asking what we're making. Hey, Horror Beauty. I want to put a mask. Oh, wow. It's like a Rorschach mask. I feel like he needs a mask.
He has a mask.
That's pretty cool.
Well, not ready.
That one's not ready. That's.
Nope, this one.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Now, as long as I leave areas onto this, and then when I take it off, I know it's going to fit. For the next costume that I'm doing, I'm actually going to add a strap that attaches under here, so that it's a full monster,
Nice.
full frontal monster.
Full frontal monster.
Don't Google that. Scott, no link.
It's the full monster.
Like the full monster.
Okay. So, Gus, I appreciate that you are new to the channel. Let me lay it out for you here, bud.
Oh, he's got a chair. Oh no.
Oh shit. Oops, sorry.
It's on.
I'm a haunted house person. I do haunted house stuff. Everything that I build here is for haunted houses. So I make a lot of things in the shop that are going to go to other haunted houses all over the country. And actually world, because last week we just shipped a bunch of stuff to Germany. We make a lot of costumes, masks, that kind of stuff for haunted houses. And we work at Dark Hour Haunted House in Plano, Texas. There I am the director. We're kind of a year-round show. We do 5 to 8 different shows for folks who go through. And yeah, I'm the director. Rob's on build crew. Lexi's an actress. What's that? So that's the deal. This is a haunted house, how to do stuff, because the YouTube lives, they have kind of a hangout feel. Hopefully that summed it up. Not bad. I just had to explain, if you're new to the channel, how much do my props cost? It depends, but they are not cheap. Simply because you spend time on something. Mask, well, I won't throw it on, but it's a mask.
Put it on a,
It's the werewolf mask. This is a moving jaw werewolf mask. This part goes on first. When you move your mouth, it moves its mouth. This one happens to be in black. Over here is one in gray, right there. So I made hands for that earlier. This mask is $300. Oh my God, $300 is very expensive. To make it, we kind of have to make 2 masks. You know, you have to make this inner mask first. That has to fit just right, and you have to line it up. It takes a little bit of know-how, and it takes time. And time is what you're mostly compensating us for when you buy products. The materials aren't necessarily expensive, but a mask for me is going to cost minimum $100. Maximum, the most expensive just mask ever made was $575. Latex mask. Now I've made silicone masks, and I made the most expensive silicone mask I ever sold was $800. That had hair and horns and all that stuff too.
That you made?
Yeah, that I made. There are silicone masks that are thousands of dollars.
Yes, there are.
But I don't punch no hair, because who's got time for that?
Nobody can
Heather?
Right. Heather has time to punch hair. Exactly. Enjoy those goats.
They're pretty awesome.
They are awesome.
I'm gonna do surgery on one.
I will check Clem Cadiddle out. So my props range in price. A full stilt costume, you're probably looking at a minimum of $1,200, 11 or 1,200, up to about 2,500, depending upon the costume. So make a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that you can make for a home haunt or a haunt or whatever, because that's how I did it, you know. So sometimes it's easy to access materials. Sometimes it's a little more in the professional end where you're sculpting and you're molding, but it takes all those skills to put on a good haunted house, in my opinion.
And we put on one of the best.
Um,
But I'm biased.
I actually think that stuff you buy from the Halloween store or from, you know, Amazon, those kind of, they're all good starters. You know, it's a good base. Built it to sell, and once you buy it, then you're able to adapt it to what you need it to be. A lot of the stuff that I do is adapting, especially for our haunt, it's adapting something that's already out there to make it work. Whether it's a repaint or, you know, making the straps better. How do you get started with a haunted house? If you want to work at a haunted house, that's easy. Right now, there are casting calls all over the country of haunted houses who want actors. And if you want to get into the business, I recommend you start as an actor, because then you understand the trials and tribulations of all of the people at that level, which that's like your main foot soldier level, is the actor. That's what you need the most of in a haunt. If you understand them, I think you'll be a better director down the road if you want to own your own show. But first, go through as many as you can, and then be an actor in one for a while. Get to know it, and then you can find out what ideas you like. You want to do a zombie haunt, you know, find a theme that speaks to you, and then you can make things around a theme in order to build your show. So how do you get started? All right. He just asked how many years have I been doing this.
Nice segue.
Hold on. I worked my first haunted house in 1986, 96, 2006, 2016. 32 years I've been doing haunted house work. I've never missed a season. I have been an actor in haunts for 32 years. I've been a director of haunts for about 15 years. So, Clem, here's your first Allen Hops advertising tip for haunted houses. And the smaller you start and the smaller town you're in, the bigger this is. I'm in Texas. The bigger this is. Find a haunted house name that works for your theme, works for your backstory, catches people's attention, and that starts with a low letter of the alphabet. Because every newspaper that does a list of activities during Halloween, no one sits there and reads them all. They don't read every single one of those to the end and then say, oh, well, let's go back and go to this one that started with an F, you know? No. They read until they find one that's in their price range and close, or a distance they're willing to drive to. So, Dark Hour Haunted House, we are normally in the top 2 or 3 of that list, of an alphabetical listing of things. So, there you go. That's a tip. You know, America's Nightmare, you're listed first on every single, you know, out listing of haunted attractions and things to do in October. That's being listed first will get you more customers. Oh, you need all kinds of insurance and stuff for haunted houses. Yes, because you're making a confusing, dark place for people to get out of that could catch fire. So people have to be able to get out of there quickly, and because you do make it confusing and you do keep it dark, and you know, it's not the safest place in the world compared to leaving a Walmart when, you know, if there's a fire. You'll get out more. But yeah, there's a lot to look into, but start off by being an actor, learn the industry that way, and then even if you are a multi-millionaire, go to a haunted house and act first so you know what it's like. Terror World Haunted Attraction is coming to Minnesota. Sweet. I like Minnesota.
Okay, so Alan,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
have soldered before,
We have a soldering question.
and I've done it successfully.
And it's not working for you right now, huh? Okay. Well,
Anybody want any of that left before I take it?
she wants that last kebab, don't you?
Yeah. You guys leave one thing.
Yes. Yes, you can. All right.
Sure.
I just wanted to take it all. back.
Where's your solder?
Sorry. Oh my goodness. I'm a shop monkey.
Stop, I haven't done that yet.
No, I was going to lay a solder down on this.
Okay.
I'm sitting over here. You're sitting over there. Is this hot?
Yes.
Yep, it's hot.
That's pretty much fine. It's hot.
I just heat this up a little bit first.
Okay. Okay.
Get that kind of warm.
That's the second.
And that way, when you put this to it, it's going to be easier to melt onto there.
Okay. And a lot of things about this.
Okay. Things tip off really good. You got me?
Yeah.
So warm that up. Not so much you melt the wires, and when you get like close to the battery box and stuff, don't do it so much that you will, you know, melt the plastic around the battery box. So be careful with that.
Okay.
But you know what? I don't do boxes anymore. I do these pads, so you're probably fine.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna do it better. Thank you.
But anyway, yes.
I knew how to do all that one time. Well,
Hello, James. Good night, Branson Haunted Hills. You too. Back to work on the haunt. Terror in the Trees, Saskatchewan. Very cool. Okay, so Megan J asks, what is a good tip for someone who is just branching out from makeup and SFX to making masks, props, and set design? My tip is do it. Do it as much as you can so you can build some kind of a portfolio. If you can get the materials, get pictures of a sculpt cost nothing. So get yourself a head form, get yourself some clay, sculpt, take pictures. Tear it apart. Sculpt something else 2 nights later. Take pictures. Sculpt something else. When you're in this for a business, you have to realize that your time literally is money. Because the longer I spend on something, the more I have to charge for it. People are willing to pay $300 for that werewolf mask. If I had to charge $5, they probably would not be willing to pay it. So watch your time. Get fast at what you do. I was raised in Maryland. I was raised in Harford County, Maryland, which is 30 minutes north of Baltimore. Gus, my favorite thing to make is making masks. I like to sculpt and make masks. That's my happy place. If I'm sculpting, I'm a pretty happy guy. I also love making stilt costumes because it's cool to have a big monster in your head make it and then see it walking around in a haunted house. That is very exciting to me. And my least favorite thing to make, well, I'm not a fan of soldering, which is why Lexi is here today. Because soldering, it's fiddly. I have sausage fingers. You know, they're not really delicate. I have sausage fingers. They're big. I don't do that fine fiddly work very well. So yeah, not as good soldering, which is why I have someone else. Hey, Christine Steffens. And James Minnick is here, and he says, "Want up." Good night, Shelley. Oh, West Virginia teachers, awesome. Get to bed. You got stuff to do. Go teach stuff, kids. You know what I mean. Grab my beverage. Look at Phil. Phil's like a person.
You're like a dude now.
Yeah. He's actually about Phil's height. Linda, I don't hate clowns. Just clowns cost 3 times as much. Because there are so many clown masks out there and clown stuff that I don't need to make more. I can make more, but it's going to cost you. Thanks, Rob. You work at Gould Brothers Haunted House in Akron, Ohio. That is awesome. I have my friend Bart Butler works at the Haunted Schoolhouse in Ohio. My friend John owns the Haunted Schoolhouse, and he also owns, I think the word castle is in it. I'm a bad friend.
No, 2 more things to cover. Sorry.
Oh, you did? Okay, I didn't know.
Good night, Megan. What does full-time employment in a haunted house typically pay? What is the pay range based on? It's based on skills and experience. It's also based on what the haunted house can afford. And for many people, there's leverage. Like a lot of times, the haunted house is on a farm. So maybe you get a trailer on the farm and that's where you live and that keeps your costs down. Your pay is going to be lower, but you are doing what you want for a living. I've been on that arrangement before. But it really all depends on what you're doing. Our haunted house crew, you might make hourly anywhere from $10 to $15 top end, because there's just not a lot of money in it. It's fun. You do enjoy what you're doing.
Sleep like a baby.
And there's also some perks. Yes, you sleep like a baby because you're so tired all the time.
I wish that was true.
Now, I know some haunted houses that they might only have 3 people or 1 or 2 people on year-round staff, and maybe they pay them $15 to $20 an hour. At our show, we have about 20 folks who are year-round, and we try to take care of them as best we can, but we also, if I pay one person a lot, I don't have money for the next one.
But you're doing what you love.
I just got a hello, sexy. Well, hello. Steven. Stefan. Yeah. He probably means the dummy back here. I bet that's who the hello, sexy is for.
Probably.
That's my guess. Not the dummy. Universal Florida Orlando is approximately $160 for a night. Gus, that is not true. I used to work at Universal, and they pay about $11, $12 an hour. I can only imagine that that's what they pay now with inflation. I don't think you're there for a 10-hour day. 160 seems really high to me. I would think 100 to 130 is possible, but that's on the high end.
Maybe he means year round.
No?
That can't be forced.
I worked at Universal I'm thinking of the years now, 97, 98, 99. 97, 98, 99, Universal Halloween Horror Nights. and Mardi Gras, and they also had another thing, Fandango? No, they had another thing too where they used stilt walkers, and they did their parades like they normally do. I had spray paint on my head from earlier today. No one told me.
I
Okay.
mean, at a base rate of $10 an hour.
Oh, it's 160 a night to get in. You don't get paid 160 a night. Yes, you are correct. But I would not pay $160 a night to go to Universal. I pay $260 to get that fast pass because my God, that is worth it.
It really is.
If you don't have the fast pass at Universal, you might see 2 or 3 haunts. With it, you can see every haunt there once, and your favorite haunt, your favorite haunts, you see them twice. It's such a drastic difference. Well worth it if you're in the haunted houses and even Universal in general. It's probably a really good idea. How many props? Yes, I did get hairballs on my food. You're absolutely right, James. How many props do you have in your haunted house?
In dark hour?
Hold on. 522. Thank you for asking. We're moving on. That was a great question. I did just make that up.
Absolutely make up.
Fast Pass on Wednesday can do. Oh, great.
Are we trying to set?
I'm gonna try and get down to Universal this year, and that's what we have to do is fly down on a Wednesday or something when they're open. At Jeremy's Haunted House, we work 21 days at $20 a night. 2 hours a night, and if we work all 21, we get a $30 a night bonus, which comes out to $50 for 2 to 3 hours a night, and we get to have fun doing it. There are a lot of different pay structures for haunted house and different things that make different pay rates that make haunted house actors successful. When I owned my own small haunted house, I paid my actor per head. So if I sold a ticket, the actors got money. And normally you started at like 10 cents a person and then you worked your way up. If you were a stilt walker or if you were a stilt walker who'd been there a few years, you might make a quarter per ticket. So if we did 100 people, every 100 people you made, every 10 people you made $2.50. So every 100 people you made $25. So on a night we did 1,000 people, you made $250. Which we didn't have a lot of those nights because we were very small. But it was fun. And Rob, you have something right here in your beard.
Alright. I'll go
Okay.
look at it. Could be anything.
Could be anything. Mouse, echo, you never know.
You never know.
Is the garbage right here outside the building?
Can be.
Well, this bag I'm going to change too. All right.
Oh, it's food. That.
All right. So, gang,
Could be worse.
you used to do makeup for the haunted hotel in San Diego. Sweet. Yeah, you got to get the express with Halloween Horror Nights, without doubt. Maybe, you know what? Maybe if I go to Halloween Horror Nights, I'll go live from Halloween Horror Nights and say, "Hey, I'm here. Come say hi." You never know. Seems like a lot of people watching are at Halloween Horror Nights a lot. We can go through haunts together. Fun times.
Also got the trash man.
You got the, oh, thank you. Have you ever heard of the Deadland Haunted House in Michigan? I don't think that I have, but I've heard of a lot of haunted houses. Yeah. So, gang, it's 9:15. We are rapidly. Some projects are finished. How do you mac your pant for your props?
How do you make pants for your props?
How do I make pants for props? The same way you make pants for people.
With a
With
gusset.
2 legs. If you design it in such a way you could put pants on it, that's fine. If not, then you can split the legs up the back, and normally you can just tape them together with like Gorilla Tape. That'll hold really well. If it's the back and no one sees the back, split all the way down the back of the leg, and then put Gorilla Tape on the inside, and that way you can kind of see a seam. But if you really want it to hold, put another piece of Gorilla Tape on the outside, so that the fabric is sandwiched between 2 pieces of Gorilla Tape, and then that holds the pants on really well. Michigan. So you will not be able to make it to Halloween Horror Nights then. What has scared me the most in a haunted house? At this stage in my career, it's fire hazards.
The electricity bill?
It's fire hazards. It is.
Bush violation.
It is. Yeah. It's safety, because if people go through a haunted house that's unsafe and they get hurt and they die, that doesn't just reflect that haunted house. When the fire happened in the nightclub where Great White was playing, every nightclub got inspected then. Every nightclub had to change their policies or just tighten up.
And every fire
You know.
performer had to get crazy insurance.
Well, and every fire performer had to get extra insurance to make sure, that nothing like that happened. It's a nightmare, So I want every haunted house to be safe. So the scariest thing to me is an unsafe haunted house. Fire danger is the scariest thing to a haunted house professional. How do I make paint for props? Yeah, the eye was crucial on that one. So how you make paint? Are you ready? Write this down. 1/3 distilled water, 1/3 latex house paint, 1/3 casting latex, the same latex you made the mask out of. All right? So you mix that 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 to a consistency that you want. Okay? Anyway, we are winding down. Stacy is knocking out the robe. Rob is watching Lexi, kind of where he started the evening. The station fire, that's what it was. It changed everything, And there was a fire at a haunted house at a Six Flags many years ago.
That's the 70s, wasn't it?
That was the early 80s. It was the Six Flags fire, they call it. And people died in a haunted house inside a Six Flags. So that changed our industry. The station fire, it was another industry-changing fire. It's a big deal. Safety is huge. But anyway, be safe, have fun, and go make stuff. Bye.